One. Yo, 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 yo. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Culture Podcast. If you can't tell, I'm very excited. That's a bar.
So far, I had to give it to him.
I got a guest with me on my left. First time making an appearance on the Culture Podcast. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you. But you know the vibes, bro. You gotta introduce yourself and tell the people who you want them to know you as forever on this show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big bless for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, bro.
It's X the artist, EX like the person who hurt you, 012's immigrant, your favorite rapper's least favorite rapper. Yes, sir.
X like the person who hurt you. Okay, now we'll get into that. Let me just start with my icebreakers.
Yes, sir. Let's get into it.
So for those of them who are just starting to watch the Culture Podcast for the first time, even you, it's your first time being in that chair.
Yes, sir.
So, we do some icebreakers, which is some questions that I picked up from this crazy game. It's a crazy board game called Scruples.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to play the game, but the questions are crazy. All right. Listen to this. You
All right,
got to
cool.
tell me what you would do.
All right, cool.
That's the game. You hit a large bird while you're driving, leaving it dying by the roadside. You know you should put it out of its misery and kill it. But would you?
Probably not, dog.
You wouldn't.
Probably not.
Why?
Not for any moral reasons. I won't even lie to you. It's just like, I already have blood on my car. Now I need to get blood on my hands.
Yeah,
It's just,
so you just let nature take care of the
you
rest
get what I'm saying?
out of your hands.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay, got you. Okay. Question number 2. You work in a bank and have access to clients' accounts. Your best friend is getting divorced. Do you agree to give your friend details of her spouse's financial affairs? Wow.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yo, that is crazy.
That is crazy. I will say this. My loyalties lie with my homies before capitalism. And you know what I'm saying? There's...
Homies before capitalism. That's a good one. That's a quotable. That's a quotable. I like it. Okay. Someone you instantly recognize greets you enthusiastically. After 10 minutes' conversation, you still can't remember their name. Do you ask them to tell you?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Why? That's
As
the
a
shock.
man, it's just like, yo, what's up, my G?
Really?
Yeah, up until,
You don't be
up
like,
until, hear someone say your name.
you know what? I'm not gonna judge you, but I do that too. But I don't see any shame in asking, like, bro, what you say your name was?
There is no shame in that,
Yeah.
but, I feel as though it might make things a little bit awkward. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes, people take that type of stuff personally.
Dog, I just met you. How are you taking things personally already?
Hey, my brother.
Nah, niggas need to chill. But anyway, speaking of names, right? Let's speak about your name. I like X like the person who hurt you.
Yes, sir.
But where does that come from? X the artist, down to the stylization, because I've noticed there's a full stop somewhere there.
Yeah, right after the X.
Tell us the name as we get into your origin story, you know what I'm saying?
Essentially, X is an homage, a nod to the person I used to be, Hence, X is like a person you used to know. You get me? And it's just a nod to my, it's a nod to my inner child. People have been calling me X since I was 6, because I have an incredibly long name.
Your real name?
Yeah, my real name.
What is it?
Kandila Machawe.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to attempt to repeat it out of respect.
You get what I'm saying? And so it's
But can you say it one more time?
Kandila Machawe.
Okay. What does it mean?
It means pillar of the Chawe clan.
What?
Pillar of the Chawe clan.
Okay. Yeah, that's hard. That's hard.
And
Not just hard to say, but hard in meaning.
You get me? And so imagine having that name at like 6, growing up in Pretoria, you know what I'm saying? There aren't that many Xhosa people to be able to say your name
Yeah,
in the
that's
first
crazy.
place. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
you just
I've been
became
X.
referred to as X.
since I was 6.
Okay.
And so, and you know, it's an homage to the kid who wanted to do the things I'm doing today,
Did you
if that makes sense.
did you move to Pretoria at age 6?
Yeah. Moved to Pretoria. I was like maybe like 4 or 5. Like I was super young.
From the Eastern Cape.
From the Eastern Cape, yeah.
And now you are
I am
in age.
In age, oh,
Yeah.
I'm 27, just turned 27.
Okay, so it's been about 21 years.
Yeah. I also stayed out in PE for a while while I was at varsity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm asking because, I mean, when I was reading your EPK and also in your introduction, you're 012's immigrant. But nigga, you've been here for about 20 years, nigga. Wow. You know, like that was actually very interesting to read in your EPK that you always felt like an outsider here.
Yeah.
Why is that? I mean, I can understand when you mention what you just mentioned about your name.
Yeah.
That like people were not connecting with it because maybe it's not in the local dialect, but I mean,
it's a thing that like a lot of immigrants feel. There's this idea of they call it third culture kids. So basically, you have the culture of your parents, right? They came from like a place, like, you know, my mom lived her whole life in the Eastern Cape before we moved.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then I have the culture that I picked up in Pretoria.
Yeah.
And through that, I made a third culture, which is like my own.
Your own culture.
Yeah, my own culture.
Okay, that's
and
hard.
So it's, you know, they call us like third culture kids. You know, people who are immigrants. And so that's my whole thing, is that like I had to be this third culture type kid.
Do you really feel like an outsider in Pretoria?
Yeah. Like even in the Eastern Cape.
Because of Pretoria.
Because of Pretoria. You get what I'm saying? Like I couldn't speak Xhosa well when I was a kid, you know? And so it's just like it created that like, oh, like, you know, you're a coconut when I go back home, but like when I'm in these ends, it's like, you know, you're not quite, you don't quite like fit in, which has, honestly speaking, worked to my advantage in terms of being able to assimilate and, you know, being differing environments. You feel me?
Yeah. Okay, now, man, that's very interesting, man. So, like, at 6, you're at the beginning of your journey as the 012 immigrant.
Yeah.
You're 27 now. Where along the line does the identity X, the artist, come? And do you come into the feeling that, man, maybe I should be making music, but not just music? Because I mean, you can tell the people yourself all your credentials, man. Because I feel like I might miss some. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it all started with comic books. Drawing comic books at like 9. And then moved on to like writing poetry, and then
you were writing comics at 9.
Yeah.
That's crazy. With the images, or
the images, you know, I drew them myself and whatnot, and like, you know, they were obviously not great, but you know.
But I mean, you're 9. No one's gonna judge you.
You get what I'm saying? I had the blessing of age. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I was doing that at 9. Began writing poetry in like grade 6, so I was 12. Started playing an instrument around the same time, and also rapping, and so it's just like all of that opened up. You know.
What instrument were you playing?
I was playing the bass in church.
Really? That's crazy, dog.
Yeah, I was playing the bass guitar. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not nice anymore, but like, you know, I used to be.
But you used to be.
I used to be nice.
Do you still play any instrument?
Nah, I can play bass, but like I haven't practiced in ages.
Okay.
And so it's like,
so then
it's novelty at this point.
So then, music is also coming out through you in church, in what you're taking part in church. So like all your credentials, like what are they, and like at what point do they converge and become a part of your identity decidedly?
So we did poets, we've done rappers. Rap, it's just, hip hop was always the coolest thing to me. From the time I discovered it.
Who were you loving at the time?
Like 50 Cent, Eminem, like anything I could get my hands on that was like commercial, I guess.
That's interesting.
Ludacris was
When
my
I
favorite
listen
rapper
to
for a
your
long
music,
time.
I don't know if I hear 50 Cent, dog. But it means maybe it's just because it was a long time ago.
Yeah. The influences
I'm
have.
pretty sure you influenced. Because man, no shade on 50, man. It's just
definitely not, man.
Yeah, I feel like your music is music for gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? That's gangster shit, yeah. And it's not bad. There's a time and place for everything.
Yeah. We do love some gangster shit.
But it's interesting to me. I'm actually dying inside. Like, wow, this guy, 50 Cent played a role I never would have guessed that.
You get me, bro? Like, it was like, funny enough, right? There's a very interesting story behind that. So, obviously, like, I had heard of this thing called hip hop, but I hadn't really like tapped in because, no one in my house is really listening to it like that or whatever. And then I used to be like good friends with Cooley Roberts' son. And so one day, like on the way to a sleepover or whatever, she put on that Get Rich or Die Trying. And I was like, oh,
what is
shit. This is crazy. What the hell is this? This is that hip hop you guys were talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like listening to like Many Men and like, I was like, oh, damn, this is the truth. You get me? And then from that point on, it was, 50, and that introduced me to Eminem and...
So that was hip hop like your introduction to your love for literature? Because I can imagine maybe that hip hop maybe or music is an expression.
Yeah.
Right, that you use, or a medium to express.
Yeah.
Right, but I think, from what I read anyway, that you're a real lover of like the spoken word, the literature.
Yeah.
Actually, you're also a poet.
Yeah.
You are still a poet, right?
Yeah. When it's convenient, I'm a poet.
Okay.
When the medium makes sense. It's just I think the medium I've been most in touch with as of late has been music. But we still make films. We still we're still chasing all of the other things that we do. It's just I've really just been in a certain pocket that I don't want to leave right now. Like I feel like I've really begun to figure out how I want to sound.
Okay.
When I rap.
As of when would you say?
Come in.
As of when would you say that you started to figure out, or you figured out this sound?
I think last year.
Okay.
Last year was when I was like, oh yeah, no, I'm really nice.
So before
I'm nicer than everyone. Like
before that. Okay, I like that. I like that. And you are, dog. You're really nice. So like before that, you were, what would you say? You were finding your sound, experimenting.
Yeah, I was experimenting. Things really started to come together when I started experimenting with how I use my voice. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of my stuff was deadpan prior to the stuff I'm dropping now.
So what gave you confidence now to say, okay, this is my sound and I'm running with it? After trying, I'm sure you tried a lot of different sounds. I have to say, man, like, because we're going to talk about it a bit later, but I really think like your music is, you strike me as someone with a lot of tastes. You know what I'm saying? You got tastes, eclectic tastes. I can hear that from your music. Not just from the vocab, but from the images that you like communicate, the style of the music, the richness and culture of the music. So for me, I'm asking like, prior to that solidifying, like, what would you say you were actually doing, bro?
I was writing.
You were writing.
Writing is the core of what I do.
Yeah.
And so, in my mind, if I wrote the best, I'd be the best rapper. And it served me well, just being able to like write at a high level.
Did you study anything in literature though?
I majored in literature at varsity. I majored in, like before I dropped out, I majored in literature, film, and philosophy.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah.
hardcore, dog.
Yeah.
I can hear that in the music. Nah, this nigga knows something.
We do our best. We do our best. You feel me?
Okay, so when did you coin the name X the artist? In the middle of being influenced by 50 Cent and the other next big influence
I
and
think
the age.
I was 20 when I became X the artist. Prior to that, I was just like X, and how the EX came about is that like SoundCloud, you needed 3 characters, and so I put like EX in the full stop in order to be on like.
You're trying to cheat the system.
You get what I'm
And you're like,
saying?
"Oh, it's actually quite cool."
And I was like, oh no, I like this, and then later it struck me that like, oh, it's really like a nod to, you know, who I was as a kid, because I used to just be like X, capital letter X, and so like making a small letter E.
So when you say X, you're saying X to being X.
Yeah, it's
That's a bar, dog.
that's a bar. You feel me? And it's like that's the kid who had this dream that I'm currently living now, and so I just always wanted to be able to be like, yo, shout out to that kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Shout out that youngin, like, you know.
No. We need to slow down. You're blowing my mind a bit. You just need to slow down for a bit. Who else has influenced your music? We're gonna get to your music, but I want to know, bro.
Later on in life, Lupe,
After 50.
Hugh Masekela.
My nigga. This nigga went from Lupe to you, Masakela. I love that.
You feel me? I had like a big jazz obsession like in late high school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Duke Ellington, In a Sentimental Mood, crazy joint, and that like was my favorite song for a long time. And so when I heard Mac Miller flip that shit on there's this joint on Faces, Diablo.
Okay.
The sample he uses in Diablo is In a Sentimental Mood by
That's
Duke
one
Ellington.
Mac Miller album that I'm actually kind of scared to get into.
That shit changed my life,
Yeah,
bro.
you see? That's why.
That shit changed my life.
Not that
and
I'm
it's
scared
like,
to change my life, but
it's just
I saw it change a friend of mine's life.
Yeah. It really requires. It's one of those pieces that require you to be open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a scary thing to be open.
Yeah, also because, like, you know, if you read about how he made that album, he was tripping all throughout it.
Yeah,
you know? So,
you get
like,
me?
I'm like, yo, man, I don't know. Not just yet.
Yeah.
I feel like the time. So would you say Mac Miller is like an influence of yours?
Mac Miller, Chance the Rapper.
Is he up there?
Yeah, Mac Miller, Chance the Rapper.
Would you take
Childish Gambino.
Would you take a chance to name your top 5 influences?
My top 5
Yeah,
influences.
not top 5 rappers. It's not always the same, right? Right? Your top 5 rap list is not always the top 5.
And also your favorite, like for me, my favorites and who I think is the best aren't necessarily the same thing at all.
Like Eminem is a top 5, but it's not on my top 5 influence.
He doesn't crack like
I'm
my top 5. Like
sorry, Marshall.
50 either. Like it's just like those were the first ones.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I feel like a lot of music from back then got stuck in the time of back then, if that makes sense. Like there's not a lot of music just in general that like transcends, that doesn't sound like if you made some shit in '04, a lot of the time it sounds like '04. Like you hear it, you're like, oh no, this was what was happening in the game in '04, and it sounds like '04. There aren't a lot of like projects that don't do that. Which is sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes you want to feel like '04 again.
There's
Like,
a time and place for
you
everything.
get what I'm saying? Sometimes you're like, yo, I really miss, the 2010 World Cup, and you listen to music that you
Waka
around that
waka.
time. You know what I'm saying? Raise your flag. We were out
Raise
here.
your flag, exactly, man.
Yo, my dog got his first Grammy, bro.
K9. From that shit.
Nah, like this year, bro.
Oh, really? K9 got a Grammy this year?
Yeah,
For
bro.
what?
I don't even know. I saw it on Instagram, bro. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Yo,
I'm so happy
shout
for you,
out
dog.
to K9, man.
Shout out to that man, bro.
K9 been putting in the work,
Held
man.
me down there in that 2010 World Cup.
That's
dog.
also another good rapper. But I wanted to know, dog, because let me tell you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to confess on record, all right? Today was the first time I ever sat down and said, nah, today I'm going to listen to this nigga's shit.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I played your project like bro, the whole morning. Yeah, I'm saying, and every time it finished, I missed it. The Nuance
Man,
project.
that means so
You
much.
understand? And that's how I knew it was good. That's how I knew, like, oh shit, there's an exciting conversation there. Because I'm like, damn, I need to know how this nigga, why did you do this? Why did you? I need to know how and why. Because it's expensive, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's eclectic. You know what I'm saying? It's something that stimulates and elevates. And it's not, I don't even understand your language necessarily, right? But like, it's not about that. It's even about the sound.
Yeah.
You know, I can tell when I'm listening to that, I can tell now this nigga sees the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? He's a visionary. Like when I listen to it, it sounds like a play, but I don't even know what I'm. You know, the first track sounds like an audio book. It sounds like an excerpt from an audio book introducing you to what's about to unfold on the project. I'm like, this nigga crazy.
Nah, man.
I need to ask him.
Shout out the other half of the duo for the Nuance, tailored by Q.
Yes, that's.
He's the man who tailors our sound.
You need to tell me about all of that, dog, because it is such. You know, I feel like you're actually one of SA's best kept secrets, sound-wise.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And I want us to talk about your music. I want us to talk about how you're moving in the game, what you think about the game. You know, I want us to have that kind of conversation because I'm
down,
I don't
brother.
know if you can feel that I'm excited. I don't know.
I'm so down, bro. I'm so down. Like,
but
it's exciting to be here, man.
I'm very excited, dog. I'm like, no. Today we're talking to a nigga who's like on a crazy level on his own shit, like just figuring. And I see you online, I see you places pushing how you're pushing, and I'm like, I have to say I'm proud of you, dog. You're visible on your own tangent though, but in the right places. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this nigga moving, I like that.
Bless up.
I want to know everything, dog. I want to know how the Nuance was started. See, I'm even having a slight monologue because I want you to have your monologue where you just unpack everything, like from
I got you.
From meeting your friend, if he's your friend,
he's
in the
my
Nuance
best friend,
with, and like, yeah, dog, like I feel like that's something important that people need to know. Yo, sorry to interrupt your viewing with this message. I just have to say, we over here at The Culture really appreciate your support, but we'd appreciate it a little bit more if you'd hit that subscribe button because it does matter to us. Subscribe to The Culture channel on YouTube and help us to grow our subscriber base, viewership and views on YouTube. We'd really appreciate that. Also, catch us every Sunday at 442 and in the CBD. Every Sunday, 442 CBD. We got you. It's The Culture. Now back to the regular scheduled programming.
So, I head to PE to study BCom law, funny enough. Cool. After a year, I'm like, nah, fuck this shit. And so I go study media for a little bit. But in my second year, how am I put this? So, you know, there's communes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like in student environments. So I move into a commune and Q lives, like, you know, he moves into the commune.
Okay.
And, you know, a couple of other collaborators of mine actually also moved in, like, the same house or, like, the house, like, across the street. You know what I'm saying? Just, it was in a vicinity. And so, like, we became, like, connected. Even, like, when we left. Because Q left for Joburg. You know, and so I'm out there a lot as well.
So in that commune, the guys you collaborate with you started collaborating in that house with most of those peeps.
Yeah. Me, Q, there's a homie of mine called Nali.
Okay.
He's a filmmaker, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. So it's like you were meant to meet.
You get me. And so we discovered that, this nigga makes beats. I rap. And so we're just making like a bunch of stuff. And we just got to the place where we realized that, like, okay, no. First starts the concept of long live the patriarchy, right? By the Nuance.
Which is the
It's-
title of the
It's
project.
the title of the project,
Yeah.
yeah. So that project stemmed from, there's a movie called Ingleba, which had a very not adverse, but like it had a very
was-
combative response.
It was widely
It was
criticized.
what you know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying,
remember
like
that.
especially
Yeah,
by
yeah.
like Xhosa men
Yeah, yeah.
in particular, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
just because of its depictions of
Culture.
the culture and like initiation rituals and whatnot. And so we were just at a place where we had to figure out like where we stand on what it means to be a man, what it means to be a Xhosa man in specific. And so
So that was initial. The concept was initially sparked by
yeah,
that reaction to that,
that reaction
film.
to that film. I was like,
That's crazy.
what does it mean for me to me? Like, you know, does this film encroach on my identity? Does it, like, what does that mean? Like, what is this identity? What is all of these questions that we had for ourselves? And through that, we got to like express what it meant to be a man to us. And that's what Long Live the Patriarchy was. However, at the time of conception, we both just like looked at each other and were like, we're not good at enough yet to make this thing. So it took us like 4 years to make it. You know, there's over like I think 30 collaborators
Took you
on that
guys
project.
4 years. To,
Yeah,
you have over 30 collaborators.
on that project alone.
Bro, no wonder that shit sounds fine as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? Like these
Because-
niggas came in, play sax. There's like a bunch of stuff that we, you know. And shout out
Yeah,
to Taylor
no,
by Q
it-
for
it-
being
it's-
patient.
It sounds like a production, dog. It doesn't
Yeah.
sound like niggas just got in the studio and did it quickly.
Nah, like shout out Taylor by Q for like being patient, man, and you know trusting God's hand in that process, because it just like it ended up being that, and I love that project, man. Like it's a beautiful body of work. Yeah, man. So like there's a bunch of things that happen on there, like you know. There's like, oh man, like it took us a long time to get that right, man.
Yeah, man, I mean, bro, I actually want to recommend anyone who's going to listen to this podcast to go check it out. We're going to
Please.
put the link there on YouTube and also on other DSPs to the project. And you can tell me, us, what you think, because I feel like that's really some of the finest shit coming out of this country, man. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
And I feel like I lied when I said it was the first time I interacted with the music, because I do remember the first time you came here to Culture Sundays
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you performed 1652.
Yes, sir.
So the thing with me is that sometimes, you know, I just get so caught up in organizing and shit.
Yeah,
Right? So
yeah, yeah.
a lot of things, not a lot of things, but sometimes things fly over my head, right?
Yeah.
But I remember 1652.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
only when I heard it playing this morning,
Yeah.
as I'm bumping the tape to prepare for this conversation,
yeah.
I'm like, no, man, but this thing, I remember I was moved by this track because of the lyrics.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I also want to take the opportunity to ask you what that specific track is about. Because I hear the Van Riebeck talk,
Yeah.
but I don't want to assume that what I interpret is what it is. I'm just curious because I feel like that's actually a banger.
I won't lie to you. It's got my favorite bar by me.
Okay.
My favorite bar by me that's out right now.
Of all time. Oh,
Of-
no. There's one that's out.
Yeah. There's some other crazy ones coming through a little bit later in the year.
What's the bar?
Didn't give a fuck about Mandela till he died. Because only dead presidents could keep my pockets lined.
Yeah.
That's my shit right there. That's my shit right there.
No. Even the way you delivered that on the track, it's like, nah, this nigga cold, man. For real. So tell me about that track.
It's
And also how it ties in with this now concept of response to what it means to be a man.
I think a lot of the time, especially like as black men, you know what I'm saying, it feels as though we're how I'm gonna put this, were consequences of our upbringing, were consequences of like the system that like we're in, were consequences of how we were raised and
Circumstances.
you get what I'm saying? And it
Yeah.
just felt like I just wanted to explore an idea that doesn't start with colonization. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you know, like Jan van Riebeeck wasn't even the first European here. You get what I'm saying? Like,
So even in that, we wrong.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like the Portuguese arrived way before that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we had already, like, there were certain like words in our languages for certain things that weren't African, because we had trade set up. We had, you know what I'm saying? There were things that existed prior to 1652, and it was just me trying to like express that like I was a black man before a white man called me black. You get what I'm saying? Like, we were this before, you know?
Okay.
Before like you labeled, you know, before you told me what I should and shouldn't feel for being myself.
Yeah.
And so it was just that. I had to just like express that, like, yo, like, said to like, you know, let my nuts hang and be like, yo,
It's like I gave myself this identity. You didn't give it to me.
you get me? Like, you know, I've been a real nigga since.
No wonder you talking that talk on that track, because I mean, for such a concept, it's not a light concept. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to talk that talk when
You
you're talking
get me?
about such things.
Like,
All right, okay, cool. That's fire, man. So, I know you also got new shit out.
yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And I want to know about your collab with, is it Amo?
Yeah.
I don't know how
Amo
to pronounce
Khwadi.
His
Yeah.
surname. Shout out to Amo Khwadi. I saw his freestyle on Stay Low. That was very impressive. I followed him immediately.
Yeah.
I followed you.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about Church. It's called Church, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me. I've watched the video, actually. Yeah. Actually, I lied when I said that was my first time interacting with him. He was like, I've checked it out, bro. I've actually checked out some of your shit, yeah.
Church was really just like a shot in the dark. Because I'd written the first verse and the hook, and I just knew that like I had said everything I wanted to say. But I also knew that the song wasn't over yet. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, there's more to this that can be explored. And like, I'd always like, ever since I heard that kid freestyle, I was like, yo, this is the truth. This is, you know?
Yeah, but you
This is going to be one of the greatest among us.
You tapped in, dog.
And so I hit him up. I was like, yo, dog,
just like that.
you want to, you know, he's like one of the first people I ever collaborated with without meeting. Still haven't met him to this day,
Really?
which I need to like, you know, sort out and
That's
like,
crazy.
you know, tap in with the homie.
Yeah.
But yeah, like cool kid. He sent that back. He sent that verse back like really quickly. Like real nice.
Yo,
Like,
shout out to
like, you
Amo
know,
Khwadi.
gave me a real run for my money on that joint.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna say, but just check it out. Maybe you can rate the bars yourself if you're listening. Church by X the Artist featuring Amo Khwadi. And I know you got a track with Uyihlo and Offense.
Yes, sir.
I haven't necessarily jammed that track, but maybe you can tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, it's a
And
joint called
if you met
Pezolo.
those guys.
No, I did. I met them. Funny enough, I met them on the same day.
Okay.
Yeah. It was I was out at Street Fest.
Okay.
Yeah. I was at Street Fest, and yeah, I like.
So what? From watching each other's moves online, or
No, not
just
even
random?
like randomly. I was wearing like the cap version of this shirt, which is symbolic in our culture. And so like he knew that I was closer just off of the regalia.
That's hectic.
And so it was just like, oh, I wear.
A real recognize real for real. Huh?
You get what I'm saying?
And you just connected like that.
Yeah, we just chopped
That's
it up and then like
crazy, dog.
we started freestyling and it was dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What?
And then Offense is a friend's friend. And so like we were out with that friend as well. And she's like, oh my, this is Offense. And I had seen and heard his music already. So I was like, oh, yo, Offense, damn, that's crazy. What's up, G? Yeah, and that's how I met like those G's. And yeah, we worked and it was fire. Like, yeah. Like
No, fire, man. I like.
join this fire.
Yeah, man. Like I said, like your name is always popping up with the right names, because I see Amo Khwadi is making moves Uyisto's also making moves. I mean,
Crazy
you're making moves.
Yeah.
But I want to know, like, for you, like, what are the actual moves? Because, like, just from the music, I can tell now this is a sharp dude. He knows what's popping. So I want to understand from you, like, what do you think about the game and the way it's being played? Maybe on a local level or on a global level, whatever. And how are you playing the game? The game
Damn.
being, maybe making money from your music, the hip hop sphere, the two things combined.
That's a bit of a difficult one for me.
Really?
In terms of how the game is being played.
That's crazy that you found something to be difficult. But I'm sure you're gonna crack it.
In terms of how the game is being played, man, I think, like all things that have to do with business, it's capital first, you know what I'm saying? And that's neither bad nor good. It just is.
Yeah.
So how that relates to me is just like finding a way to translate the leverage I'm building into value for consumers and investors, and that's where I'm at. I'm just trying to provide as much value as possible for everybody that I get to like encounter and work with, It's like when I'm outside and I'm like, yo, you should come through the Culture Sundays, like, because I'm like, if I can create like, value for you when it comes time to like be like, yo, recommend us some artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, you may or may not like throw my name into the hat, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's that type of thing. It's like,
sure.
I do my best to provide as much value for everyone that I can. All my peers who, like, also networking horizontally. So I had to figure out which one's vertical, which one's horizontal. Networking horizontally.
Yeah.
Networking with like people who are your peers, where it's not gonna take 3 months to get an email back.
Less red tape.
You get what I'm saying? Less red tape. Also, just like you can provide so much more value for people who are your peers than you can for like. Then you can rather chasing big names or whatever.
It becomes very obvious that you want to use that person.
You get me, and it's just like understanding that, like, oh yeah, like I can really do some things that can really help this person.
Yeah.
And hopefully the favor's gonna be returned when I need.
So would you say that you're the type of artist that maybe wants to be signed, or you want to be an industry plant?
I'd love to be an industry
no
plant.
shade,
Yo,
bro. I'm not.
I'd love to be an industry plant, man. That's the dream right now. Man, we're working hard out here, bro.
Someone asked me a very interesting question.
Yeah.
It's like, does being an industry plant discredit the talent of the artist? And no.
No, of course
no,
not.
of course not, bro.
Of course not.
It's actually just a flip. Someone is seeing an opportunity, they're putting the money in, hoping to get some money out. You're the product. That's it.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
like I was saying, it's like it's a capital game.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo man, like if we had budgets, we'd be doing things that like.
But I mean, a smart dude
that you
like
can do with budgets.
Dog, a smart dude like you. Not to say that anybody who's not moving like you isn't smart, but is that something that you would go for real, like an opportunity? Because like that comes with a lot of legalities, and maybe there are limitations to your freedom. I don't know, man. You strike me as a guy who needs to be free.
I definitely am.
Yeah.
It depends, man. It's gotta be right. And also, I'm at the place where I understand that like no one is going to save you. You get what I'm saying?
That's my gospel, dog. If I could get a tattoo this year, that would be it. No one is gonna save you 2024.
Yes, sir.
Forever.
Heard it here first, folks.
No one is gonna save you.
Like I really believe that. I believe that no one is. They may invest in you or whatever, but like no one's gonna like
It's not for you.
You get what I'm saying? It's not like, and so because of that, I am more inclined to create the leverage that I need to create. And then
That means you're patient with the game.
you get me?
Yeah.
And whilst I'm creating the leverage I need to create, when we're talking to these people and these companies and whatnot, it needs to then translate. You get what I'm saying? Like,
so they can, you're talking on the same level.
you get what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, man, like, I'm already a business. I'm already a business that generates this, that operates in these ways. This is how your investment and, can help me in these ways.
Yeah.
And this is how you're going to see a return on your investment.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, when we can have those types of conversations, that's when it becomes, when it makes more sense. But right now, it's like, I wouldn't sign just because I don't have as much leverage as I need in order to have a deal that reflects what I think I should be getting.
Okay.
So it wouldn't make sense to give me what I think I should get.
Yeah. Okay, I get what you mean. You're being honest with yourself.
Yeah,
it's like,
from a business point in time.
I
It's
mean,
just
I
like,
can't go to that trade-in because I don't have enough value to get what I want from them.
Exactly.
What you're saying makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, I want to understand or find out from you, like, if you can maybe identify what exactly this value is. Is it having a buzz in the streets? Like, cause like, I just believe in, if we can be clear, let's try and be clear. Like,
I'm gonna be as clear as possible.
Okay.
It's your ability to turn attention into currency.
Okay.
That's value.
Okay.
The attention is cool that you're getting.
Yeah.
But how are you turning that into money?
Yeah.
Like, how many ticket sales are you doing when you sell tickets?
Yeah.
How many, how many merch? Like, how much merch are you selling when you sell merch? How much, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much do your streams generate for you as an entity? Because there's also other people who need to be paid off of that.
Yeah.
So like, how much are you generating off of that? And that's the type of value we're talking about. It's like how well you've converted the attention into currency.
Okay. All right. No, I get what you mean. That's very clear.
Yeah.
You sound like you know exactly what you're doing. Because
hopefully.
I say that because like that takes time, and like people really think that success, I mean, it looks like it happens overnight when it's happening. You know what I'm saying? We look at Tyler, and I'm not saying Tyler put in 10 years of work, because that would mean she started when she was 13 or less. And it's also possible. But like what I'm saying is that like fortune favors the prepared. So if you're putting in an effort to do something that you understand that it's going to translate into value down the line. The best that you can do is align yourself with all those kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want people to pay me, I have to do shit that is worthwhile.
Yeah. Like,
those are basics.
You know what I'm saying? People want, like, a crazy deal where it's like you're getting, like, 10 figures and stuff. And, but, bro, like, how much is your music selling right now?
Do people know about you? Is the music good?
You get what I'm saying? And it's like people get into these deals where they have no leverage, and now you're in a crazy deal. But like at the same time, it's like, what did you expect? You know what I'm saying? Do you expect this person to like just invest in you for this? Like, you know what I'm saying? You can barely like, how am I put this? Like, you barely want to borrow your cousin $100, and you think people are just like throwing money around like that
for nothing.
For nothing.
Come on, dog.
Come on, dog.
Don't play yourself.
Let's be for real right now. I think, like you said, like I think with age I've become a lot more honest with myself. A lot more self-reflective.
And I think like also, I don't know. You tell me what you think. We're talking about the game, right?
Yeah.
I think maybe a few years ago, people could have looked at making music as a young man's game. But times have changed so much, man. Like,
facts.
I mean, Like Benny the Butcher, for example.
You're at your best when you're middle-aged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's the face of Def Jam.
Yeah.
Currently, and he's on his way to being 40.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I'm saying that to say that, like, let's just say that the success that you're chasing,
Yeah.
however you define it, translates maybe around the age of 40. Do you think you'd be someone who'd be frustrated with yourself that it took that long? Or is that how patient you are with the process? Because I think that's one thing niggas gotta really look at, man, as we age.
There's this idea of infinite and finite games.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
a finite game
I remember
is
that. Someone told me that shit one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So like, yeah, a finite game, you know, is a game that has an ending, has a set rules, you know, like, and people view success like that, like, oh, I'm gonna be successful, but like, this is like an infinite game, and the only point of an infinite game is to keep playing.
Yeah.
And so, I'll be more proud of myself that I kept playing.
Yeah.
You know, that
Despite everything.
Despite everything, because
Yeah.
like, you know, I can only assume that the pressure gets more and more. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a lot right now. You know, there's things I need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
I need to move out my mama house. I need
There's
to.
that personal pressure. There's the pressure that comes from just participating in this economy.
You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
I'm
dog?
saying, yeah.
Like, my friends is copping whips, bro. Like, my friends is, you know what I'm saying? Like, they been moved out. They, you know, they money right. Like, and
Yeah.
I'm still figuring that out, you know?
And it's a very difficult thing, in all honesty. Not to say that we're those people that go around comparing ourselves, but you just like, okay, fine, you know, I understand my time is coming, but you know, it needs to come a bit soon.
You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's a really like nice idea that, like, you know, when your friends get blessed, God is in the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, pull up to my crib, dog. Like, stop
yeah.
playing, bro. I know you're in the neighborhood. Like,
The
pull
gate
up
is
on me.
open.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been waiting, dog. You've been telling me you're 15 minutes away for the past 3 hours, bro.
Oh, Jesus. Take this wheel.
You get me, dog.
Yeah, no, I get you, man. But I like what you're saying about it being an infinite game, man. And that's why it doesn't matter how long it takes to get through to your house. You just know that eventually the visit is gonna come.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's that faith, man.
Yeah,
And
definitely, bro. Also, just like kind of being grateful for the season that you're in. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, man, like, oh, this is the season for this. I cool, man, like, dope.
I want to ask you a question. It's a bit of a sidetrack, but it's
Let's go.
but it's like very still on you.
Yeah.
Do you think girls like your music?
Do I think girls like my music? Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
fully.
know. You know, without. But I'm trying to be politically correct while also trying to be blunt. But like, do you think your music scares the hoes?
A little.
Really?
A little. Some of it.
I don't think so, man. When I listen to it, I'm like, nah, there's no way the hoes are being scared by this. There's no way. It's like the convo we were having just before this. And maybe this is just like a light conversation, not to make too much out of it, you know. But like, I find it crazy that people think that girls don't like, you know, intellectually stimulating music.
You know
Especially in rap.
Funny, man. It's like
That's an insult.
Kendrick said this on Buried Alive Interlude with on the Drake album. It's like, yo, like the women be the tastemakers for the shit we're making. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, I think the whole like narrative of scaring the hoes music or whatever the case is I think it's more niggas who themselves, they couldn't do it if they tried.
That's what it is. Niggas are projecting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you wanted to like rap like that, you couldn't.
You can't. You
You
can't.
know what I'm
And they
saying?
mock you and they say, oh, you're doing them rapidy rap. Yeah, but I'm getting the girls. You
right?
go to the A-Reese shows, man. The A-Reese shows. Like, yo, man, I love that P2, dog. I
Yeah,
love that P2.
yo, that P2 crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's right
One of my
up
favorite
there.
projects.
It's right up there for me. And like I don't hear a typical smash when I listen to it.
Yeah.
But you go anywhere and someone plays it, who's singing? The girls.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just wanted to find
Man.
out from you if you think, because I think
It's
the
so
girls,
lame to me, man. That whole idea is so lame to me, man. It's
Yeah.
like, you're also afraid to be rejected. You're also afraid to be yourselves. You guys are so afraid to just like what you like. Like, come on, dog. Like, what are we doing this
and
for?
then
Like,
you want to project that bullshit onto us.
You get what I'm saying?
Like now we shouldn't show that we got flows, we got bars, we fly with this shit because you can't do it. Come on,
yeah,
man.
come on, dog. Like, let's
That's
not do this,
that's
bro.
a very hater statement. It's hating on the girls and it's hating on the rappers.
Exactly.
The real spitters, you get what I'm saying?
Like,
yeah.
and it's like, yo, man, like, let's go catalog for catalog and see which one's better.
Yeah,
like,
let's
if we're
sit
keeping it
some
a buck.
girls down and see.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's sit the tastemakers for real down and be like, who's making the better
And we
music?
vote. Okay, fine. What do you guys like? Because come on, man. Anyway, that's just like having light convo as we wrap up. Tell me one thing.
Is there?
Challenges that you faced as a creative.
Man.
And also how you've overcome that
My biggest challenge probably is budget.
budget.
Yeah, just figuring
Because
out
you
how,
got
like,
crazy ideas.
yeah, just figuring out how we're gonna like make the things we want to make. I think ultimately though, it's made us more creative.
Yeah.
We found creative solutions.
Making
to
do with
doing-
what you have.
Yeah. We found really
yeah.
like creative solutions
Yeah.
to making shit dope. And it's really taught me like, it feels like now when I get a budget, you know what I'm saying? When the budget start like rolling around, and they will soon, inshallah. But like when they start, it's gonna be like, oh, I'll know what to do with them. I'll have the right mindset for that.
You've already kind of decided, got a feel of what you would go for.
Yeah,
Okay, I like
and
that.
it's like
That's-
it builds taste too.
Yeah.
You
That
know?
is. And I feel like, I don't know, have I said it, but I think you are someone with taste. I can see from the way you dress, the way you speak in
Yes,
your
sir.
music. I'm like, nah, this is a gentleman of taste. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. And I appreciate
that, man.
Yeah, I had one other question I wanted to ask earlier, but I'm gonna tie it in with this one that I'm closing with.
Yeah.
Right? The earlier question is greatest South African influence in hip hop. One, and then if you can tie that with feature, collab, whatever you'd like to do with a South African artist.
My biggest South African influence, probably Ginger Trill.
Who?
Ginger Trill.
Ginger Trill.
Yeah.
Taste.
Trilly.
Taste.
Shout out Trilly, man.
Shout out to Ginger Trill.
Like, shout out for real, man. Yeah, I was geeking. Like, the day he followed me, man, like, made my whole fucking day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
crazy.
So Trilly, definitely my biggest influence. Who I'd like to work with. I'd love to see what, I'd love to do a little quick spar with Zulu Mecca, I'd love to see what Stogie's saying.
Okay, you're going for the big guns.
Doughboy would be crazy.
Really?
Yeah,
I think you do a good track with Doughboy. dog.
I think in terms of just like, I think we have similar like taste levels.
You're definitely both eclectic for sure.
You get me?
You know
Like
what I'm
I
saying? You
think,
got that
Yeah, man.
I don't know, man. You just
That-
that different.
yeah, like it's
Yeah.
very eclectic. I like
Yeah.
his taste levels,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
think like
yeah.
if we'd ever work, it would be interesting.
Yeah, I also think so. Down
Yeah.
to the beat, bro.
Yeah, down to like the
Yeah.
whole situation.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it'll be a
yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that session ever happens, please let me know. I'd just love to be there. I'll bring the snacks.
Definitely, dog. Definitely.
X the artist. I don't know if there's anything you want to say. Take the chance to speak to our viewers, our listeners.
Yes, sir.
Tell them about something that you're working on, something that you've done. I don't know. This is now your time to promote yourself shamelessly.
Yes, sir. Before that, like, this is like the most important thing I gotta say. It's like I need y'all to bully Uno into, like, you know, unlocking the secrets for like this corduroy situation is going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him gatekeep the drip. Don't let him gatekeep the drip.
Yeah, look,
we need it.
I'm not
We
a
need it.
gatekeeper. Next time you see this man and I will both be in corduroy, I promise, man. I am not a gatekeeper.
But yeah, man, got a new single coming out next month. Just dropped a single 2 days ago called Ride or Die with Chef Snow. You know, produced by J Wolf, the legendary J Wolf. Mixed and mastered by Dom. We see you, baby. Got some videos coming through. You know, got some reels and stuff for the kids. Yeah, man. Whole bunch more music. Oh, yeah, we're throwing a show on the 7th of April. Yeah. Bad Manners.
Do you have the poster?
Not yet.
As soon as you have it, hit me up. We'll attach it to this.
Yeah. 7th of April, you know, some of the favorite young talent, live bands. It's gonna be a vibe.
Yeah. X the artist. The
Yes,
Culcha
sir.
Podcast. Thank you to Eyes Low Studios
Yes,
for
sir.
making this possible. Man, it's been great. It's been great chatting with
was
you,
a
getting
wonderful
to know
talk,
you.
dog.
I feel like I'm gonna listen to your music some more with an even deeper understanding after this conversation,
Nah,
for
bless
real.
up. I
And I'm
appreciate it, man.
definitely playlisting you to my shit.
Oh, bless up. I appreciate
It's just I
it,
left
King.
the house in a bit of a rush, so I wasn't able to make the playlist. But yeah, consider it
Bless
done.
up. Bless up.
It's the culture.
Yes, sir.